Okay, we should be live, folks. We are back for not our second edition Dungeons and Dragons game. I still need to do a little bit of prep for the next story arc as we go to our higher level characters in that game. So instead, tonight, we're going to be playing some more Dicey Tales. I wanted to see how the system handles a Call of Cthulhu scenario. So, yeah, that's what we're doing tonight. Call of Cthulhu via the Dicey Tales version 2 rules set. Since, Lovecraft is pulp,
Yeah, it
it's
is.
pulp. It's around the same time as Conan. All right, so Dion, tell us who you're playing tonight.
Yes, hi, I'm Dion. Tonight I'm playing Ichabod Peabody. He's a little weird. He's kind of looked into things that he probably shouldn't have looked into, things that no man should ever see. And he's not okay.
Okay. And so this adventure all ties around a certain Professor Duncan Edwards that all of you know. So Professor Duncan Edwards is potentially making the find of the century in the Amazon jungle near Peru. He has found a lost culture along with the treasures of the ages. It could be in the value of several tons of gold and other artifacts. What is your character's motivation to help out Professor Duncan Edwards?
With lost civilizations comes lost relics, and with lost relics comes lost rituals, and with lost rituals comes with lost knowledge that I want to see.
Want to
I want to
see, want
learn.
to see. Okay. All right. So you're there for academic reasons,
Mhm.
potentially also to better your spell repertoire. So, Bill, who are you playing tonight?
I am playing Professor James Nutterly. He's an older gentleman. He, of course, is well acquainted with the professor. He's coming at this from a purely, I don't know, in part academic, but in another part, he's getting up in years and he doesn't know how much longer he'll be able to do this stuff. So that's
Ah,
why,
okay.
yeah,
Perhaps your last hurrah in the expedition field.
exactly.
You'll be writing books hereafter.
Hopefully.
Oak, who you got tonight?
Hey, I'm playing Ernesto Santiago. Everybody calls him Ernie for short. And his motivation is one of his flaws, which is greed. He's been a bit of a prospector, a bit of a smuggler in his life, and this seems like just the right place to be to make a dollar.
Indeed, indeed so. So, oh, I'm echoing through somebody there. Okay, so Jeff, who do you have tonight?
I have Valentine, whose real name is Valentin, but everybody just calls him Valentine. He's an ex soldier, he was an engineer, and he was down in Nicaragua in the 20s, and he kind of just stayed. And now he's a hunter, trapper. Uh, he gets the birds and different wildlife and, you know, looking for looking looking to make a buck, and he does have the greed flaws. Well,
Okay, all right. So, we're going to get right into it with your journey to Peru has been long and grueling. The voyage from New York City to the ports of Callao took nearly 2 months and was plagued with problems. Unsurprising, perhaps, since your steamship, the Crofton Hall, is often called the Often Crawl by its crew. And while the journey by rail to Lima and Uramaguas has taken days, not months, it felt as long as well, as did the final journey by boat to the city of Iquitos and the rainforests of Peru. However, at last you've arrived and your adventures can truly begin. So you guys have spent months in travel, nearly 3 months by the time you arrive in Peru at the hotel you're supposed to be. Now, during this whole time, you've gotten a chance to acquaint with one another. You perhaps knew each other academically. You all have the link of Professor Duncan Edwards, who is an American, in your background. So assume that you've gotten to know each other well at this point. You've gotten an idea about each other's capabilities. Perhaps you've spoken about what you want to get out of this expedition that the professor has called you here for. But regardless of that, you're heading to the local hotel expecting to meet up with Professor Edwards and the rest of his expedition. He arrived in Peru several months before you, leading an advanced scouting party to some ruins where he believed that he would find the lost treasures of Legantus. The letter that you received from him indicated his excitement as he felt that he was close to making an important discovery. Enough so that you decided to come join him in Peru. As you look around for someone, a bellhop perhaps, to take your bags, a grizzled-looking man in an ill-fitting suit steps out of the shadows and approaches you. He seems very nervous and avoids looking directly at any of you. You, friends of Dr. Edwards, no? He says in a very accented, quavering voice.
We know him.
For you, then. He hands you a letter that seems to be packed with a few sheets of paper.
Okay. I look at the letter. I'm going to hand it off to Dion's character.
Okay. Dion,
Oh,
I am
thank you.
going to make a document on the screen presentable to you. Give me a second. And if you can read that aloud, please.
Yes. 1 moment. My reading spectacles. Yes, to read. My esteemed colleagues, if you're reading this, forgive my absence. I had hoped to wait for your arrival in Iquitos, but I made the most extraordinary discovery. I learned of the true location of the treasure of the Laganatia. It's roughly where I believed it would be, in the jungles north and east of here. But now I know the precise site of the ruins.
Yeah, hold on, Dion. Sorry. Can you try and not move your head so much? I think it's breaking up your microphone. Let's try it with the next.
Yeah, it's sounding pretty choppy.
Getting lag too, to be fair. I was noticing I was getting a lot of lag earlier.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's have Bill take over the next paragraph then.
Yeah.
It was just really, really breaking up bad there.
No, that's totally fine. I was noticing the lag too, and I was hoping it cleared up, but it's probably going to be one of those nights.
Okay.
Okay. I can go on with the second paragraph, right?
Yep.
Many have tried to decrypt Valverde's Derrotero, a curious document thought to reveal the treasure's location. I know I've spent many long nights poring over the text, trying to figure it out. However, by chance I came into possession of the original document. It seems that, when held to the light of a candle, an inscription appeared, hidden in a secret ink. It told of the location and showed a map. It also talked of serpent beasts, but that is just superstitious folly, of that I am sure. A copy of the map should be with this note. Needless to say, some of those of us already here decided to head immediately to the site. We hope to be waiting for you when you arrive with more wonderful news, and perhaps treasure to inspect. If not, fear not. Look instead for a guide, a man called Ramon Rojo, near the docks. He will be expecting you and will take you to the ruins to join myself and the rest of the expedition. I look forward to seeing you. Professor, I can't read, Duncan Edwards.
Yes. And in fact, you turn it over and there is a hand-drawn map. So Iquitos, where you are right now, is right there. And it shows going down a river into the jungle, telling you where to get there. But more importantly, he has pointed out a guide you should be looking for. So while you're poring over this letter, what is everyone else doing?
I'm gonna
Where
be sitting
exactly
back.
are we? Like
Equitos, you're right in front of a hotel that's been booked for you.
in front of. Is there a plant, like a potted plant out front?
Sure.
I'm sitting there fiddling with it and like muttering to it.
Okay. Good enough.
Now, was this? I know it's read out loud for audience, but was this being like one of the characters actually reading this out loud to the rest of us?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, there you go.
With the mention of treasure there, I'm going to be sitting back with my drink, but I'm going to be keeping my eyes peeled around the place to see if there's anybody listening that maybe seems a little bit too interested.
Fair. And what is Valentine doing, Jeff?
Same thing. I'm keeping my eyes out at anybody who looks like they're hanging around a little too long, watching us a little too hard.
So, in
quite doing
fact,
their business.
as you two are doing that, the exact opposite is happening as the funny man, darkly dressed, who handed you the letter is just kind of sulking off quietly, taking steps back and starting to fade into the crowd after he has dropped the letter off. Otherwise, no one else seems to be paying attention other than a bellhop finally comes out of the hotel and sees that you have bags awaiting, motions for help to come and help move your bags.
If we're going to be traveling, do we need to be unloading our gear right now? We're heading into the jungle.
You have been aboard a ship for 2 months, a train for a few weeks, etc.
Nice to get a nice
So a
sleep.
good night's sleep in an actual bed that doesn't move might be good.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. Well, with that, then you are seen to your room. You're given a suite, which has a magnificent kind of lounge area. It even has a piano in it, chandelier, cut glass, and each of you has your own private bedroom off the center chamber. They do have running water. There are decanters of alcohol on the shelves, bowls of fruit. The bellhop who brings everything up for you does point out that there is an old-fashioned rope pull or bell pull if you need any assistance or if you would like a meal prepared or anything else. The letters that you would have originally gotten would have told you that this has been reserved for you for a couple of months. They had no idea how long the expedition is going to take, but they started with giving you the booking for 2 months.
How far away from where we are does it look like this location would be? Like in miles.
Do you have any kind of career that would allow you to be a navigator of sorts?
I've got pilot, prospector, and smuggler.
Pilot's perfectly good. Looking at the map, and you kind of know how the distance is between the cities that are noted. It looks like it was mentioned that there was a boat that you would be using, and they gave the contact name of Rojas. Going by boat, you figure that's a trip of a few hours. And then there's a point where you're going to have to trek by foot. No more than a day, you think? This city that you're in right now was the closest, with convenience, to the archaeological site.
Okay, well, I'm going to check the room out and then stow my gear and have a bath.
Sounds good. You do so. Water is tepid, doesn't really get hot, but you still have a decent bath.
Maybe the last one we get for a while.
Yep. As I said, the alcohol bar is fully stocked. if anybody wishes to partake of that. There's actually also a humidor with some cigars. This is a first class, very classy establishment. The beds all have mosquito netting around them. They're all very soft, clean sheets.
So I'm assuming this was already pre-purchased for us.
Yes.
Then I'll be taking of as many drinks and cigars as possible.
Yep. I was going to say I'm probably exhausted from several months of travel, so I'm going to be relaxing with a drink and a cigar.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Yes. Bathroom has a ceramic tub with brass clawed bath. Like you draw a bath in it and you can spread out. It's very large and capacious, but unfortunately the water is only tepid. Only tepid.
Yeah. So I'm gonna kind of clean up a little bit, but I'm gonna be like staring into the mirror. Might talk to myself a little bit under my breath while I'm in there, looking at myself, talking to myself about like, okay, we gotta keep it together. We're gonna find the ruins. We're gonna learn things. We're gonna do our job. We're gonna do it. We're tired, but we're gonna get rest, and we're gonna get there.
Staring at yourself while you're giving these affirmations.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You guys know that you're going to be trekking through a jungle, so we're going to assume that you brought proper gear for all of that, clothing included. And that's the bulk of what your luggage is that you brought with you. And just to cut through it, it's a great night. It's a little warmer than the climates that you're used to, but you can open a window during the night. The mosquito netting does a great job of keeping you from being bitten. It's a comfortable, cozy night. Those of you making use of the liquor cabinets and cigars, it's okay. Like, they're not incredible cigars. It's not incredible booze, but it's plentiful. And if you run out, it's more as a bell pull away. But come morning, perhaps too early for some of you that were up late drinking and smoking, there is a knock at your door.
I'm totally gonna answer it because I'm up early because I went to bed early.
Okay. Standing outside is a rough-looking man in working clothes. Before you can really say anything edgewise, he kind of puts his hands behind his back and he kind of rocks on his heels and says, "I am Ramon Rojo. I am your guide to the expedition site."
Oh, yeah, yes, our guide. Yes, thank you. Yes, come in.
He kind of looks a little nervously around and says, I'll await you. I'll await you downstairs. You bring your gear. I have a cart. We can go directly to my boat as quickly as possible.
Yes, I will wake the others. Yes, wake them
Oh, they're
up.
not awake yet.
The
sun has been out for hours.
It's been long trip, tired. So much travel.
He kind of nods. Oh, okay.
Just one moment. Thank you. I shut the door. I latch it very loudly.
Yeah. You actually hear his like heavy boots kind of, echoing as he's walking away from your door.
Alright, I go kind of check on everyone to see who's up and who's not. Like knocking on their doors. You said we had separate bedrooms, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I just go and knock on everyone's door.
Okay. So who drank heavily the night before?
I did.
You did? Anyone else?
No, Valentine, when you go to his door, you see he's sitting on the chair in the corner of the room, cleaning his shotgun, and there's a couple of girls in the bed, and other than that, he looked at you, he goes, time to go?
It's like, you didn't know you could order this with the bell pull, did you?
Yes. Hello, ladies. Close the door.
If you drank heavily the night before, go ahead and give me a strength check or a strength test.
Is it the black die or the green die?
So the black die is always the regular one. The green die is if you are rolling with a bonus. The red is if you are rolling with a negative to the roll.
Any modifiers?
Well, yeah. If you've got a career that hard drinking would be part of it, you can add that level to it.
Would smuggler be a?
I don't see why it wouldn't.
Seems like you have to carouse a whole lot.
Yeah, I kind of think so.
Also drink to forget a whole lot.
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, you're fine. Absolutely. Your mouth's a little dry, but you don't even have a hangover. The alcohol wasn't rock bottom stuff. It was okay. So all good in the morning. Anything you want to do to prepare other than to get your all of your pack gear downstairs, you can call a bellhop to take it down for you if you wish. At this point in time, if any of you wanted to bring firearms, it would not have been an issue. So you can have firearms.
Yeah, unless it's restricted. I've got a big Bowie knife and a carbine.
That's fine.
I've got a 1911.
Mm-hmm.
I just want like a Derringer.
Small gun. Okay,
yeah.
Small pistol.
Yeah.
I got a 45 Colt, a Remington shotgun, and 3 grenades, along with a K-bar knife and a machete.
The grenades might have gotten a couple of looks at the customs folks, but not many. Most people, foreigners that coming here for sport, hunting, or expedition. So it's not that big of a deal.
Can I call the room service?
Yeah, you pull the bell rope. They will start taking your packs downstairs. But if you wanted something else, what do you want?
I want to ask if there's people that delve in like local like witchcraft type of things, or like
you say
shamanistic
witchcraft
stuff.
And the person says like, no, bruja, no. He makes
No
a sign
bruja.
of warding off the evil
I explain. I want something that's protection.
Well, he opens up his vest, showing you the wider range of protective sigils that he sells as souvenirs to people that come to the hotel.
I look at him and I say, a good one.
Oh, jeez. Okay, it's like, well, these are mostly to ward off venereal diseases. So over here, roll me just a luck check. This isn't part of the system. This is just what I do with every system. High, low, roll me a percentage.
High, baby, always high. What was that? I heard a dice roll noise. High, very high.
Okay, so I'm going to say you luck out with this. And the kid's like, well, I mean, I have this charm that my mother's mother gave me. It's very precious to me.
Yes. Something
If you want
like
to
this.
if you want to make me a mind check, throwing in your mystic ranks to see if it actually has any significance.
Yeah. So mind is 4. My mystic is 2.
Actually, you can do mystic, or you can do. You have preacher, right? Or
I have priest chaplain at 0.
yeah, either one. Yeah, no, the one that's got points in it. Do that one.
Mystic and mind, you said?
Yeah.
And so what do I do?
Click the black die that's at the top. It should go black,
mind?
green, red.
Okay.
Yeah. It'll ask you
And
for
then
the modifier. That would
2.
be. Yeah. There you go. So 9s are successes. So that's a great success.
12.
So yeah, it's a Catholic symbolism, but it has some local character to it as well. But it's not exact. It's what's the Catholic saint for safe travels? I forget.
Christopher.
Oh God.
Christopher. Okay. Yeah. So it's
laid
Catholic,
off, yeah.
It's a Catholic symbol, but it has a lot of local embellishments to it. So you think it may very well be the real thing?
Do I have
It's not like some street. It's not some
Yeah.
street souvenir. In other words, it's an artifact that's been handed down through generations. There's at least belief that it is a protective symbol.
Little silver in it, maybe.
Yes.
Do I have like a thing that I can offer to trade with the intention of returning it when we return?
That's up to you. I mean, he'll always take cash.
I mean, yeah, sure. How much cash do I have?
Let's say you have enough. You're an American, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Exchange rates are highly favorable for American dollars, so
Okay.
it doesn't take much to get yourself a symbol that may or may not do anything for you.
How about little George Washington? No. How about his friend, George Washington? 2 George Washingtons.
No, he'll take it. Absolutely, he'll take it. He takes the cash and he helps you get all of your gear downstairs, where Mr. Ramon is waiting. He has, in fact, it's odd. I mean, this is a modern city. Like, there are cars and taxis around, but he's got a mule-drawn cart that he's having you load all of your gear onto. His isn't the only one. You do see some other carts being pulled around by mules or horses as well.
I put the necklace on.
Okay.
Necklace of St. Christopher.
Yeah. And he takes you to his boat, which has seen better days, but any of you that have mechanical knowledge in your careers can see that it is well taken care of. The paint might be chipping, but the boat is in great condition as he loads all your gear aboard. He doesn't, Ramon doesn't speak very much. He certainly can speak English. His native language is Spanish. He just lets you know this. He can speak English just fine, but he doesn't really offer much.
And
you head out
in Spanish and be like, "Oh,
Okay.
good to see a man that takes care of his vessel. I feel much more secure."
Says, yes, I make my livelihood this way. Some fishing, but mostly tourism. I bring all of you gringos out here going to the forests to find our heritage. It's good money. Good money. You're a professor. He's a good man. He pays well. Paid in advance to make this trip for you.
Tell me, my good man, we have heard rumors of beasts out there in the jungle. What can you tell us about that?
You speaking English or Spanish?
If he's speaking Spanish, I'll speak in Spanish.
Okay. All of your stuff has been loaded aboard, and he's already starting to taxi away from the wharf. He's thrown anchor, and you're on your way as you're speaking. Yes, our jungles are full with large cats, snakes, spiders, many things that would injure you very quickly. You must be careful. You must be very careful when you are going through the jungle. Your base camp, though, is well established. You should not have problems, though I do worry a little.
Oh, why? If it's so well established.
Well, I bring supplies to the base camp, and some of the expedition was supposed to return with me a week ago. I put out the supplies to take back. Empty containers were there, but no one from the expedition. I expected 2, maybe 1, 2, but no one come back. No one come back yet. Note.
In the jungle.
He gives you a note. It's just a handwritten, like very hastily scrawled, just saying that, hey, found something important, and that's really it. It's just that one line. Found something important.
Oh, well, it appears they have found something important.
Yes. So I not worry over much. Your professor, his men are competent. Your professor is a little absent. Absent-minded. Forgets things easily, but he has a good crew with him. I'm sure he's fine. He says that, but he does look a little, he's still got that little worried look about him.
I'm busy puking off the side of the boat.
They haven't even hit choppy water yet. You're just taxiing out of the cove. It's already. Oh, God.
I'm an archaeologist. I'm meant to be on land, preferably underground. I don't like this water stuff.
You know there's treasures in the ocean, too.
There is now.
That's about $20 for the caviar. Ramon lights up a cigar and offers you one. It's the same kind of brand you saw at the hotel. Mediocre. Nothing special.
Gracias.
I'll take him up on it.
Yeah. Hands you one as well. Trip will be a few hours, and then you will need to trek inland. Professor should have sent you with a map. You have map?
I look over towards.
I
I don't have
wave
the names
it.
down yet. Towards Bill's character.
Okay. I was like, yes, the trail has been broken. It shouldn't be difficult to find the base camp from where I let you off. I will wait a few hours in case you find injured or have need to come back quickly. I will wait. He looks at his watch. I will wait 4 hours. Otherwise, I'll return in a week, as is the custom, to resupply. You do notice his boat has a few crates that your gear has been stored near.
Yeah.
Would
So
I
what
have
time do you have? Make sure our watches are synced. And try to make sure I'm on the same time he is.
Yeah, he pulls out an old battered pocket watch, and it's within a minute or two.
I'll get a copy of that. I'll make a copy of that map from Nutterly.
You have any career that would give you artistry of any sort?
No, just a rough map
You rough it.
in my little notebook. Just
Sure.
would I have been able? Assuming that I knew where we were coming beforehand,
Mhm.
I might have tried to see. Do I know anything about, like, I don't know, occult legends for this area?
You might. And since you're the first one to ask, why don't you make me a mind check along with your mystic spiritual? Because if you're asking for a cult, that's not a common knowledge thing. That would fall under mystic.
Okay.
Unless you took, as Dion pointed out to me earlier, if you took the academic with the emphasis on the occult, which apparently is a thing,
Yes.
that would have worked too.
occultism.
Mhm.
Okay, so just make a mind roll.
Mind check, yeah. This is going to be so a 9 is always a success, but in this case, the higher you roll, the more I'll give you. And anything less than a 9, you just don't really know
Okay.
much about.
Do I add anything for the occult thing, or?
Yes, your whatever level you have in that mystic or whatever career is helping, you would add to that roll. So when you hit the black die button, it'll ask you for the modifier. That's where you put it in. It's a success. A couple of levels more than you need. So, well, one, you well know this is the area where the Inca Empire reigned for quite a while. That's the basic, So you know about the human sacrifice, all that sort of thing, and that's the stuff that you can get in any history book. You did a little bit better, so you know some specifics about this area around the city. So what you know is that one. And this word has been floated around by the professor already, maybe why Oak's character is even involved in this. There was said to be a tribe, the Legantes. The Spaniards were coming in to take over the area, and they beseeched their god to allow them to escape with their riches. Supposedly, they took a huge sum of worked gold and artifacts, purportedly tons, like literal in weight tons of gold and artifacts into the jungle deep within the mountain range. And according to the legend, this treasure moved just from place to place within the mountain range until their leader died at the hands of Pizarro. The conquistadors, though, never got their hands upon the treasure. It's said that the particular people that took this wealth away worshipped a very strange god, a serpent god. So that's what your 11 gives you, is that there is a serpent cult tied with that treasure.
Ooh, I stopped throwing up long enough to ask the guide about local religion or occultism, like bourgeois, whatever they said. And then since Bill's there, hopefully he'll overhear and tell me what he knows.
Sure. Rahod says, not much. Most what I know comes from our legends. The snake people, they disappeared long ago into the jungles, escaping the conquistadors.
Snake people. Do I know anything about the snake people cult? Because I'm more culty.
You can make me a mind roll.
Okay.
adding your mystic ranks to that.
Okay. So this button, and then oh, where's my roll 20? Okay, I found it. It got buried. Uh, 11.
Same thing.
Okay.
Since you are more schooled in the occult, the thing that you think of almost immediately is the god Yig, the god of serpents. He's an old one.
Okay. So I mentioned that. I'd be like, oh, Yig.
Oh, he visibly starts at that name. And again, he makes this
Yes.
warding sign that you've seen the bellhop make when you mention witchcraft. He says,
I
"Oh, that's a
mimic
very."
it.
He grabs your arm and he corrects the downward thrust.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
So that's a very that name is a name of bad omen. It's just the god of the snake people.
Yes, I know a
He-
little.
It was him who led those fleeing the conquistadors, showed them places of power, places to hide their gold. So the legends say.
Mhm. I love legends.
He really does.
Mm-hmm. As you're talking, you notice that Rojo keeps kind of looking over his left shoulder. And after a few minutes, I think Ernie and Valentine, you two seem to be the more physical of the group. He will kind of low, just kind of quietly so as not to spook the two academics. We seem to have picked up a tail. That boat to the left behind us has been following us for some turnoffs. There's no reason for them to be going this direction. I think I can lose them if that's what you want. They're far enough back that you can't make a good. You can see that it's a smaller boat, more streamlined, more modern. There's one guy at the wheel, and there's three more that you can kind of see moving about the top, but you can't really make much more out than that.
I've got danger sense. Would that be anything that make my spider senses tingle or anything?
I believe so. Let me see how danger sense works real quick. Unless you know off the top of your head there, Jeff.
I
Danger
read it
is
and I don't
basically
remember
for
verbatim.
priority rolls.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's for priority rolls. That's right. I remember that. Yeah. I think
gotta-
it gives you a bonus on priority rolls. Is that it?
Yeah, when something happens and you get to re-roll any one.
But even so, I think that you do. Your skin kind of crawls a little bit when you look in that direction. There's just something ominous about it that you don't like the look of.
Yeah, I'm not sure. What do you think, guys? There's something that doesn't feel right.
We should lose them. Go faster.
What kind of rifle did your guy have? Or gun?
A
Do you have like a
Derringer
scope?
pistol. I don't think I'd have a scope. Is this
not
like
on your handgun.
Does any-
I think he's
No.
talking to
I've got a
Valentine.
carbine. I didn't know if somebody had a. Does Jeff's character have a?
He has
No,
a
I-
broomstick.
I got a Remington shotgun.
Okay.
I'm more a jungle fighter.
Yep.
But I do casually place myself towards the stern of the boat
Okay.
and just take a plate of food or something over there, like I'm gonna eat on the edge on the side there.
Okay.
And by my shotgun.
You notice that their boat is it was just kind of keeping pace with yours, but as you walk over, even though you're kind of nonchalant about it, maybe not even looking in their direct direction, they are starting to increase speed and catch up.
Yeah. I give a little quick, a little woo kind of whistle. And just as a warning to anybody who's not paying attention to look up.
Does James Nutterly have as magnificent of a beard as you, Bill?
Not quite.
Okay.
It's more it's more groomed than mine.
Okay,
I
I'm
just
gonna.
basically stopped shaving a few years ago.
I just need to know if you have one. I'm touching it at the moment, and like I get
Okay.
distracted with the whistle, and I look up, and I'm just like, I never got to grow one of these. And then I
I,
walk away, and I go throw up over the edge of the boat again.
I figure where I figure I'm familiar with that aspect of your personality since
Yeah.
we're
You
both
spent months on a
system.
boat together.
Yeah.
I'm role playing.
So, but what's your character's name again? Peabody.
Ichabod Peabody.
Peabody. So Peabody did tell Rojo to lose them, and he
Yes.
kind of looks over at Ernie and Valentino, seeing it's the machismo thing, right? So he's deferring to you two. He says like, he kind of shrugs. It's like, do I do it?
What do you think, Valentino?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see what your little boat here can do.
All right. So now we're going to start a chase. So Rojo is your pilot. So he's actually going to be the one to make the roll here to see if he is if he's setting the pace or if they're setting the pace. He actually is a decent pilot, though. He is a tough with some skills. So, okay. Getting a 13.
Okay. All right, Rojo.
They do not have any skills and get a 6. So Rojo wins priority, meaning he is setting the pace. So the first thing you note is that Rojo puts his boat in gear and it's increasing speed, but this boat is powerful, not fast. Whereas it appears their boat is fast and not powerful, as they are definitely faster. As they crank up the speed, their boat is more responsive, and it's coming on. So right now, the first thing that Rojo did was just to see if he could outpace them. So in the system, the person who's leading can decide if there's a difficulty that the other person has to also meet. In this case, all he was doing is just no difficulty. He was just trying to outpace it. No good. Their boat's much faster. So he tells you that after he gets the boat going, and says, "Hey, we're not. I can do some fancy footwork, maybe, but they're much faster." So he lets you know that. What do you guys want to do?
Do you have any fishing nets and buoys on board?
Buoys, net, no rope. I have rope, no nets.
I was thinking if you had a net, we could float them in the path. Maybe get hung up in their engine.
He kind of points to one of the crates. See what you can find in there.
And I'll run over, start looking through the crates.
Okay. You find like gaffing hooks, you find buoys, you find some rope, and hey, at the very bottom, there's some gnarled up old fishing nets that he maybe once used when he was a fisherman more than a tour guide. So you found something useful.
Start pulling those out. Valentino, help me.
Okay, so start yanking them out.
We start fastening the buoys to one end of the net, spread them out, and then get both of us on as far as we can on each end and hurl it off the back.
Okay, yeah. So when he makes the next roll, we'll make it with a difficulty and see if they can follow that or not. What are the rest of you doing, if anything? Nobody's got a rifle on board, so nothing that's really going to be great at the range that we're at right now.
I almost took a hunting rifle.
Let's see. With my knowledge of geology, how would I know anything about like the rock formations in the water around here? If there's like mini islands we're passing, would I know what the rock might be? If our ship might be able to power over it, or
if you hit something or if you saw something, sure, you would know what it is, but you have no information about the actual location, so you don't know what's coming up. You would definitely be able to tell what it was, but you wouldn't know if it was. Right.
I yell to our two academics to keep an eye on the bow and make sure this isn't going to be an ambush. So look for things Me and Ernie will take care of the back. You guys keep an eye on the front. You see anything?
Alright.
You see canoes? You see logs? Let me know.
Alright, I'm doing that.
Okay.
Keeping an eye
So since
out.
you guys threw the netting and the buoys into the water, I'm going to ask you, how much of a penalty do you want him to try and make this roll at? So if he makes the roll with the penalty, he gives the penalty to them, and they now must pass it with a penalty. So your pilot's already better than they are. He's got a 2-point advantage.
What's the usual that would be done in a situation like this? For this
Anywhere from
mechanic system?
-1 to -3 would be useful.
Just go in the middle.
Basically, let's do -2. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
that would
we
put
go in
him
the
at an
middle.
even roll.
Mhm.
Okay. Ooh.
Mm.
Yeah, it's not good. -2, so 6. So they, you both fail. So what happens is you're just keeping. They're able to maneuver around it. So they're keeping the same distance. They haven't closed, but you weren't able to. They just maneuver around it.
Okay. Yeah, I had
So
a
right
feeling
now,
with him. I had a feeling with him seeing us throwing it over, or,
Yeah.
pulling something over. So
Well, I was hoping that it would just like maybe they wouldn't pay attention, or it was enough of a overcast or something to hide it. I don't
yeah.
know. It was worth a
Uh,
shot.
I asked Rojo if he has a spyglass.
Yes. He hands you some binoculars.
I have a question.
Mhm.
If I'm able to see the pilot of the boat via the binoculars, is that line of sight?
I'll give it to you just because
It
it's
sounds
funny.
like it.
I want to look
Just because it's
through the
funny.
binoculars and see if I can spot this pilot.
Okay, now here's the thing. You do,
Mhm.
and absolutely that would work. But when you spot the pilot, you unnerved by the fact that his face is covered in scales, and his eyes have the slit pupil with yellow irises. And this is enough to make you take
Okay.
pause. Make me a mind check.
Yeah. With Mystic?
Nope, with nothing, just straight up mind.
Nothing. Got it. Mind check 10.
Successful. So you're shaken a little bit, but not enough that it sets you off anything. So
Mustard.
you
Got
want to
it.
cast the spell?
Yeah, I'm casting Evil Eyes. So I put the binoculars up and I'm holding it with one hand and I just start
So for 5
and-
power points, the only thing you need is line of sight. If you wanted it to, or 5 arcane points. If you wanted to
Oh no,
cost less,
I'm doing the weird
just going
shit.
for full. You're gonna do the weird stuff.
Yeah.
So you can drop it all the way down to 2. So you're doing gestures,
wait,
line of
Does it
sight.
drop it all the way to 2? I thought it only dropped at 1.
Well, it only drops it by 1 for each thing extra you choose. So you have to have line of sight. What else are you doing?
Just obvious technique.
Obvious. Okay, so it'll cost 4 points then.
Yeah.
Okay, so what that does is it gives him basically he has to roll an extra die and take the lowest for everything that he does. And since he's the pilot, that's good for you. That's very good for you.
I hand the binoculars back and I go back to watch the bow.
Okay. Anyone else want to do something?
I put my I get my shotgun. I'm not putting it up on top. I don't want it in view, but it's ready.
Okay.
So I'm basically readying myself.
Sure. So you're making sure the shotgun's ready. It's within reach.
Yeah.
Currently, you're at long range. It's a -2 modifier if you did want to try and shoot something, but otherwise, so it's going to be the next check. Your pilot is going to try taking a cue from Peabody. He is going to try his boat's. It's more flat than theirs. Theirs has more of a deeper draft, so he is actually going to try and go over an area of rougher stone and try and I see Jeff dropped.
Is
But
there a
he's gonna try
way with my piloting I could help him
Yes.
on maneuvering, like spotting or anything?
What level of piloting do you have?
1.
You can add 1 then. All right, so that'll give him a net 1. He's gonna try a -2 again. That is still a fail, though. 8. Okay. So they are going to try now, and of course they have to do penalty die and a -2. So they definitely fail as well. 3. So it's the same thing. Your Rojo does the best he can, but the best he's managed to do is to keep them at the same distance. He's not able to shake them. And now, unfortunately, he's on a fairly straight course where he doesn't have a lot more room to maneuver. So unless you guys do something more drastic, they're going to catch you as they're able to open up their engines, and Rojo's already got his boat at full.
Okay, so we hear them open up. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, I'm tired of playing. And I'll whip out the carbine and I'll just rattle some shots at them.
Sure. This is considered long range. So it's a -2.
As he's doing that, I'm watching the reaction. I'm going to see what are they armed with, or if it's apparent.
Yep. Well, if you want to borrow the binoculars from Peabody, you can take a good look.
I hand them to him.
Yeah, give me those.
Okay, so Oak, that's a failure unless you want to spend one of your hero points to re-roll that.
You know what? This is a one-shot, sure.
That's what they all say. All right, mark off a hero point. Go ahead and do the re-roll. Now you must take the second roll, even if it's worse.
Range attack, long. Or what's the target? I think I put the modifier in the wrong plus. What was the target's defense?
No defense.
Okay, that's where I put my minus on the other one. I don't know if that would have mattered. 2. Same goddamn roll.
Oh no, that's worse. That's double
worse.
ones. Yeah, and you have to take this one. So now here's the thing. You can have a hero point back if you want to make this a catastrophic failure.
Let's do catastrophic. Let's do it.
Okay. So suggestions from you as to what definitely puts you at a disadvantage. If not, I will tell you what I think might happen.
What happens is I'm aiming up a shot. We hit some rapid or something, and it makes me stumble, and I rip straight up down the hull of the boat.
Okay. Sounds good. I tell you what then. Your choice. Do you put a hole in the boat so that the boat is slowly taking on water, or do you damage the engine so that you slow down?
Let's damage the engine.
Damage the engine. Okay, so I'm going to cut down. So you hear there's a sputter of smoke from the engine as your ricochet hits something in the mechanics, and your boat is starting to. You can feel it slowing down a little bit, even though he's really just giving it. He looks back and he's like, "My boat!"
As I'm picking myself back up off the floor. Oh, sorry, amigo.
Right, so I'm going to reduce the range now. Then I'm going to let them catch up a little bit, and we're going to go to medium range, -1 to the task rolls. Jeff, if Valentino is going to look through the binoculars, there are 4 men aboard. One is at the wheel, and he's occupied. The other 3 are laying their rifles down on the side of the boat as a steady as they're starting to take aim at you. Also, you notice how the exposed skin of these folk are scaly, as if with like a snake skin, and their eyes are yellow with the slit pupils on them. So I'd like you to make me a mind check to see how badly that rattles you.
Oh hell, okay. Mind check. Let's see if I have anything for it.
Yeah, if you have a boon that makes you particularly fearless,
nope,
or anything like that, nope. Okay.
Okay, but I got a +1. Okay, into mind. So mind roll with a 1.
Success. You're shaken, but you can just kind of you're fine. It doesn't, other than just like, wow, that's really weird.
They're luchador fans. I don't know.
Yeah. Exactly.
Luchador fans.
You explain it away. Yeah, exactly. So you know that they have
masks on.
They have old style
bandits.
carbines that they are starting to level at you, and so this next round, after we do our pilot rolls, they're going to take a roll 2 to see if they can shoot you guys.
and they're coming up on us, right?
They're going to catch you right now, unless your pilot can do something tricky. They are currently at medium range. They'll close this round coming up.
Okay.
Do we roll for like an initiative thing or?
Well, for right now, until they catch you, we're just making pilot versus pilot rolls to see what's going on.
Okay.
But once the range is caught up, then we go into regular.
All right.
Is there
well,
for this piloting check? Can I help with like using my mechanics to try to fix what I fucked up?
Why don't you make that check first before he makes his roll? Because what it'll do is remove a penalty I was going to give him.
Okay, well, what would that be? Agility, strength? What do you?
In this case, it's going to be strength, as you have to tighten down some bolts while the engine's in full bore and you're moving. Yeah, it's going to be a strength move.
Any modifier?
Whatever occupation you have for being a grease monkey.
Oh, I didn't know if there's any negative.
No, not in this case. You pull off the board that you shot your bullet through, exposing the engine. You see where the problem is. You got an 11. Yeah, basically you just shove some wadding into the hole that you made, which increases the compression in the engine again. And so you hear it sputter a few times and the engine catches and it winds higher as it picks up speed again. So that's good.
I'm gonna double check the horizon ahead of us one more time.
It seems to be no one ahead of you at all. And unfortunately, this is kind of a straightaway where the pilot doesn't have a lot of advantages, but he's going to try a little trick here. He's actually going to dump. Go ahead.
I was going to duck and cover.
Okay.
Like,
he's going to dump a little bit of his oil. And as he does so, he asks, Valentino, light it.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Shit. I take my only lighter and I light my lighter and throw it on the oil.
Okay. Yeah, your pilot is just screwing up today. Unfortunately, yeah, it was all too well telegraphed. So they're pulling alongside. Their guys are going to be able to take a shot. Peabody said he hit the deck, which means he's going to have complete coverage. Anyone else going to dive? You see them coming alongside, prepared to shoot. Now, you guys, I'm saying you guys have priority because your pilot he's setting the pace. So you guys have priority, but they will get to shoot this round. And then next round, you're going to be side by side.
Okay,
How
well,
close
if you
are we?
What's that?
How close are we?
Right now, -1, you're medium range.
Okay.
all right, so if he fucks it up, I'm not going to throw the lighter.
Well, so that happened because that's what I was using to give the negative modifier.
Okay.
Right? But they were
All
able
right.
just to maneuver around it.
All right, fuck. I look over at Ernie and I go, fire in the hole. And I whip out a grenade.
Oh no!
Orale!
And
Yeah, make me a roll. See if you're on target.
yeah. Okay.
There's a -1 for distance. You are medium range.
Okay.
I have a question.
Sure.
Can I do a cantrip that helps
What do you want to do?
someone?
You have to be specific with it.
I want to
Holy
like do
shit.
it like a not like a minor curse, but like a minor blessing in a sense of like just give him like clarity of mind during the stressful situation
think
and
you
all
need
that.
to.
You may not need to. You may
No?
not need
Okay.
to.
Cool. I just saw the roll too.
Yeah, Jeff just rolled double sixes. Do you want to make that
That's
a legendary?
beautiful.
You may not need it.
Yeah.
You want to do it?
Yep.
Okay,
Yes.
so they're not rabble. They're all toughs. So what do you want to choose as your battle options there?
No, let me see. Let me get in here. Legendary.
Hit the pilot.
Okay.
No, they can be. They don't have to take damage. Can you put a hole in the boat?
Let's see.
I mean, if he fucks up the steering implement.
Yeah, let's see here.
I mean, to be honest, if you take if you take the 6 points of extra damage and you roll pretty
I
well
think
on
so.
the 3d6h.
I think so. I think I'm
Yeah.
gonna do the 6 points of extra damage, and then I've got the blast and the thing from the.
Yeah. So you don't actually have to spend a hero point. You can just take the mighty success. You don't
Yeah.
even need to get it to legendary.
I love
Well,
that.
roll the 3d6h, add 6 to it, and that's how much they all take within a 10-foot radius.
God.
So I'm gonna do 6 dice and take the 3 highest, right?
Yes, exactly. And then add 6 to that.
Yeah. So 6. Well, that's 5 plus 1. So I get a
Five,
6,
More than
six.
enough. Yeah,
a
that's more
5,
than enough.
5. Yeah.
Yeah, so your grenade is a perfect, you could not ask for better
2.
placement. It lands right between the group, right behind the pilot who turns around. You see the panic look in his eyes just as the grenade goes off. It bloody bits are thrown everywhere. The boat itself is just blown out through the middle. It's already sinking, even as the engine continues to go on with the rear part of the boat for a little bit. But yeah, it's complete obliteration. You just blew them all to hell.
Okay. Any survivors? Any,
No.
Okay, no survivors. Okay, good.
Ichabod's on the floor of the boat clutching the necklace. And he just hears the explosion, like peeks up and is like, it works!
Oh,
It works!
And there's gas in the water too.
Yeah, now there's gas in the water.
Yeah, well, yeah, and there was gas in the water earlier because of the other earlier when he drew the lighter and it didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, yeah.
That's a hell of a throw, my friend.
Still cost me a lighter. Still pissed off about the lighter. Okay, thank you. And all right, good. He puts down the shotgun. He thought he'd have to
Okay.
rock and roll with that.
With that, and with his Ramon's engines properly repaired, you continue on. About an hour later, he brings the boat into land, and you see that there's kind of there's a dock been set up, just kind of makeshift. It's floating on barrels and planks of wood on top of it to make like a floating wharf. And you can see that there are there's stacks of containers and kegs, burlap bags, and wrapped canvas just off this quay a little bit. And he says, this is where we resupply here. And he brings the boat in, throws a lash down, and he starts helping you to unload the gear. He's also asks if you will help him unload the crates that he's bringing too. These are supplies for the expedition.
Of course. I'm sorry, friend. I'll help prepare this even more.
So he's the one who comes out first, kind of showing you where to put everything. And then as he puts down the crate that he's hauling over to place, he looks down and he goes, Dios mío! He's dead! He's kind of jumps back and he's pointing at the ground.
I go look.
All right, it's the remains of a man clad in bloodstained khakis. There's a camera and a torn backpack lying next to him. One of his hands is badly mangled, and he's kind of got a death clutch on something that wrapped in a silver chain around his hand.
I break his fingers to see what's in
You go
his
for the
hand.
goodies right away.
Yep.
It's a silver, some kind of artifact, a small pendant the shape of 3 intertwined snakes. You can make me a roll on this. Either archaeology or occult. They'll tell you 2 different things.
We're gonna do occult. It's higher. 10.
10. You have seen it in certain books as being a symbol of prophecy and dreams. And as you're pulling the thing out, the silver chain is attached to it like a little vial that dangles at the end of it. The vial itself is kind of got a metal stopper screwed over a glass kind of beaker. And so you can see the fluid inside is some kind of blue liquid. And he's quite dead. You did have to actually like break his fingers to get this out of his hand. And Ramon is just stepping back. He's having the drive ease next to him, crossing himself. What are the rest of you guys doing?
I'm looking in the jungle.
Yeah,
with,
so I've got the carbine up, ready to look for
shotgun in
animals.
hand. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
You
mimicking
guys
the hand motions.
maybe perch your rifle and shotgun on a stack of barrels or chests just for a stable platform as you look out into the jungle. Peabody, the body's been dead for a while.
Okay. I'm not really trained in that type of stuff, but I could tell with the rigor mortis.
Yeah.
This blue vial, I kind of like hold it up into the sunlight and peer at it really closely.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just trying to see, can I identify it by sight? Is it anything I might have seen?
It's a blue liquid. I mean, there's not really a way you can identify it by sight.
Yeah.
Teach me your magic.
So I pocket it.
Okay. Professor James, what are you doing?
Trying to rest because this is a lot. This is a lot of activity for me.
Okay.
I have my 1911 out, but it turns out it wasn't needed. So I'm probably resting when I can and keeping my eye out for somebody trying to come up on us.
Is there identification on this guy?
No, but make me a mind check.
Okay.
No particular skill or class will help with this unless you've got the boon of like photographic memory.
Nope.
Also, the other professor could probably do this as well. I think you guys are the ones that would have the highest chance. Peabody knows something. How about you, Bill? You want to make me a mind check?
Yeah. If I can figure out where my cursor is. There it is.
Boom. Yeah, you both recognize him. You've seen him in some photographs that have been sent to you from the expedition. This is Harold Lockwood. He was the photographer for Professor Edwards' expedition team. He should have been right in with the professor, as he's the core. He's the one who keeps, he's the one who does all the photography, which essentially means he's the one that gets all the publicity for the expedition out there to the public. This is an important guy.
Now, why is he bloody? Is it bullets, cuts, claws, laceration?
Do you have any kind of career that would have first aid? So the best you can tell is that it looks like his flesh has been torn, but that could have been by brambles from the jungle, could have been by an animal. You really don't know.
I've got Hunter.
Hunter?
Oh, there you
Okay.
go.
Yeah. So if it's, if they're claws, if he's got mauled by a jaguar, or...
Combination. It looks like he's severely lacerated himself running through the jungle, but there are also sharp puncture wounds on him, as if by claw or tooth. If it was by tooth, it didn't get like a good grip on him. It more tore the flesh than, what am I trying to say? Like bit. It more tore than bit, or rended than bit.
Okay. I'll check for poison too if I can swing that with Hunter.
You really need a lab.
The kind of look around his,
the
swelling.
So you look at his eyes to see if there's blood coming out of the eyes. You look at his mouth and nose to see if there's any foam. It doesn't look like he was poisoned.
Okay.
If
the
anything,
only reason I would do it is because the kind of hunting I would do would be the snakes and like that.
So it doesn't look like he was envenomed. Like he's not showing like blackness around, like or cyanosis would be like the blue fingertips or the blackness around the tongue and mouth. None of that. Likely he bled out, looking at these pretty deep rends on his flesh. So Ernie, it's been a few. Nothing stirring in the jungle. This is still well in the early afternoon. Light's good.
Was anybody able to determine like how dry is the blood turned kind of black now, or is it still wet?
It
Is it tacky?
He's been dead a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. Not so long that any predators have come by to eat him, but he's already gone through rigor and then released again. Except for his hand, which Peabody had to break the fingers to open that death clutch. But other than that, rigor is gone.
Whatever may have done this is long gone. We started just searching through camp, looking for any kind of tracks or anything else that may be a clue.
Well, you stumble upon the camera that I described that was laying next to him. It doesn't look like any of the barrels are like the disturbance looks like it was intentional. Like some barrels were open, but they were neatly stacked. Like barrel tops are stacked together with empty barrels nearby. It doesn't look like the place was ransacked. And if you're looking for like tracks, let's say tracks, you can make me a mind check, throw in a career that would allow you to have some tracking. If you've got hunter,
I'll do that.
yeah, Jeff, you can do that too.
Okay.
Ernie,
And
you
we'll
can
go
do that.
mind. All right.
It goes off mind. Yep.
All right.
What was the roll again? I'm sorry.
It's a mind check, and if you've got a career that allow you to track, like hunter would.
Don't probably. I got prospector. I don't know if that would come in.
Nah.
It's just a flat mind roll. That would be a no for me.
And a yes for me.
But Valentine did succeed. There's some small prints around. Rat, you're thinking, or whatever passes for like a small mammal in this area. You think rat. There's also some
Nutria.
There are also some of the sidewinding like snake, but small, like grass snake or small snake. So like, you're basically just seeing the passage of vermin for the most part through here. Nothing else,
Okay.
and not in a great mass either. Just like here and there, a few prints.
Okay.
The camera.
Yep.
Can I look at the film in it?
Well, if you expose the film at this time, you're going to ruin it. If you don't have access to a light room, a dark room, I should say.
Yeah.
But when you open the case and look at the camera, there are 2 handwritten notes inside the case. And the notes are wrapped around several of the canisters of film.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one says rolls 1 to 5, River Journey rolls 6 to 7, Jungle Trek rolls 8 to 13, Outer Ruins, and then a question, Evidence of Natives, question mark, rolls 14 to 17, Pyramid rolls 18 to 19. So there's like 20 rolls of film in here. Rolls 18 to 19 says treasure with 3 exclamation marks.
Oh, I
Roll
go up
20
to-
has a
Oh.
note that says, "Are the gods real?"
Oh,
The part of the lower part of the paper is torn away here, and in another handwriting on the back of this torn piece, so like the note's kind of torn and put back in there, it says, "Only the dreams can save us." Very cryptic message in another person's handwriting.
only the dreams can save us. I like this. I kind of go up to Nutterly and I go, and I just hold it up to him, the whole camera with all the lens capsules in it.
Yes, that'll be very useful when we return to civilization.
Read the last one.
Too bad we can't look at them here.
Has Peabody shown anyone the necklace? Because you kind of did that on the sly.
No, but I do kind of go to Rojo and pull it out and hold it up to him because I'm assuming this is a thing of Yig because of the snakes, and I want to see him freak out.
He doesn't. He just looks at it and says, "That's Incan. That's some treasure from my ancestors.
Oh.
It looks like your professor may have found some treasure."
I show it to Nutterly. Treasure.
What? Do I know anything about it?
You can make archaeology, history, or if you've got cult in whatever career you've got, you can make that roll. It's a mind roll
Okay,
plus
mine
whatever
plus
you're.
whatever. Okay. Let's do that. All right.
Nice.
14. Yeah, that's a great success. You also, well, you know the same thing that Peabody does, that it is a symbol of prophecy and dream. The snake pattern on there, that also brings you to mind of Yig, the serpent god, sort of.
Mhm.
But more to you, this is a symbol of healing and sleep for the most part, or sleep through rest, or healing through rest.
Mhm.
And
Don't
then you
really.
see the little vial that's attached to the end of the chain as well.
I'm gonna relay this to my compatriots here.
Rest, prophecy, dreams. Only the dreams can save you. Do you think
If we were playing
this?
Call of Cthulhu, Dion, your character would start with like a sanity of 20 or so.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm going for. I took nuts. I'm willing to
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
I kind of stare at the vial again in the sunlight, giggling a bit, and I go, "Do you think we should drink it and go to sleep?"
Did you end up taking chemistry as your academic?
No.
Okay.
I
I would
took
highly
archaeology.
advise against drinking that. Perhaps
Why
we should
not?
save it for later.
Oh, shame. I'd
Yes,
love
Well,
yes.
chemistry would have been cool. You could have discovered LSD 20 years sooner.
Right, right. I was thinking that. I think it has something to do. Once he said the rest and stuff, and me with the occult knowledge about, like, oh, the dreams will save you and all of that, and this guy was clutching onto it for dear life, I think there's a connection, even though I don't have anything in solid proof. Um, but I'm gonna just, safely tuck it away again in my pocket.
Okay.
And what else has this guy got? He has a pack on him or anything? Or...
No, that's it. Like he ran with this silver symbol clutched in his hand, and apparently his camera, and that's all. That's all he took with him.
So, should we give the camera to Rojo to see if he can get the film developed in the week that we're gone?
Yeah, you'll do that.
Well, I'm asking the party. Should we do that, or should we hold on to this camera?
If that's got pictures of treasure on it, you may not want others' eyes falling upon that.
Yeah.
Does Rojo have any friends?
Keep it with us.
Are you asking Rojo if he knows people?
Yeah, for photography that can keep their mouth shut.
So yeah, my brother Ernesto, he has a lab. He can make very good.
Well, assuming Rojo's a good man of machismo, which he seems to be, and we saved him from those crazy serpent people, which I'm sure he saw, I think we could trust him with taking the camera and get that info in a week while we're hopefully trying to find people.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No?
No.
Okay.
No.
We can hold on to it.
Yeah. It's better that whatever is on there, we'll see it in time or nobody sees it.
Okay.
Well, Ramon, having finished moving all of the crates to the shoreline here, says, "I'll wait aboard my ship. I'll wait 4 hours." He pulls out his stopwatch. He looks over you at Ernie to calibrate. He says, 4 hours. I will wait 4 hours, and then I will leave, and I will be back in 1 week.
Understood.
Yeah, I'll check my watch too and match it with them. And
I find there's a pair of small dogs in the camp still.
Yes.
And it looks like they need to go into the trees, so I'm going to take them into the trees real quick. Be right
As we
back.
all know, corgis are excellent jungle hunters.
true. It's true.
At least they believe they are.
Yeah, they're low to the ground. They can go into all the burrows. But Ramon tells you, like, just follow the path. It's been well blazed. You can't go. Just stay on the path, and you'll go right to where the expedition is.
So maybe we should try to go along the path quickly, see if we can get to the ruins and find anybody real quick first.
Well, not too quickly.
Yeah, we don't want to tire ourselves out, but at the same time, I feel like we don't have a lot of. How far inland is this?
Tells you if you walk like the professor walks, it's about an hour.
Does he walk slow?
He walks very slow.
Okay, so about half an hour.
Well, you've also got a slowly moving professor in your midst too.
Oh, that's true. I mean, we could just wait here, like the two of us could wait here and the other two could quickly go scout ahead.
So I'm making an assumption. Bill, did you take the elderly flaw?
I did, yes.
Okay, yes. Then yeah, your movement is 20. Yeah.
So,
And I have a cane.
yeah. So at this point, I'm gonna take a little bit of more assertive stance because now it's kind of like I'm on here, and I tell him, you stick with the professor, help him along. Ernie will bring up the rear. I'll take point.
Okay. You're gonna scout?
Got it. Babysitting.
Okay. Well, in that case, Valentino, do you? So you're going to scout ahead. Are you trying to be quiet?
Yes, I have the sneaky thing, and
Okay.
I am a hunter.
All right.
And a soldier.
Yeah.
So
I'll be right back.
Go ahead and make me that roll then, and I'll use that as their difficulty.
What do you want? Strength, agility, mind? What do you want for you?
I think you can decide how, because I can see agility or mind. Like mind would be the ways in which to move quietly, whereas agility is you're doing your best to avoid things that will break beneath your foot. So you can make the check with whichever one you think is better.
All right, I will do that, and then I can use my hunter. And I get a bonus die with the sneaky.
Yep. So that will be the green die on the roll thing there.
Yeah. And then I will do 2 and 1 is 3. 3. And wabam.
10. Success. Okay. So I'm going to use that as their difficulty. So going forward, how far ahead do you go? Are you going to keep yourself within sight of them, or within like earshot? How far ahead are you going?
Yeah, I'm going to keep myself within earshot of them. I'm going off the trail a little bit to the side.
Okay.
And I'm not following the trail down.
Okay.
But and keeping an eye out for anything like pits and all of that good stuff.
Okay, yeah, no, that's perfect. So they have blazed, they've flattened the grass, and they've cut back, the trees for this path to make it easy for them to porter their all the equipment through here. But you don't use the path; you kind of go to the side. You weave yourself through the jungle. It makes it a little slower, but your companions are much slower. So you have I've already threw it up on the screen here. You see, this is where the expedition has found this ancient temple. Stone's temple. I'm going to just tell you what you see in each of these areas, because I assume you're going to stop and take a look around. You had access to binoculars. I'm assuming you took the binoculars.
Yeah.
Okay. So the area that says 2-1, what this is you assume it's a man-made pool. It's rectangular in shape, and there's a cement block above it on pillars. So the pool is on the ground, and then you've got this kind of cement like canopy over it. Parts of that roof are kind of crumbled and it's covered with moss, but there is a statue under that canopy. You can't quite make the figure out, other than it's definitely, it's very snake-like in form, but it's weathered over time, so you can't make out exactly what it is. But more importantly, what you see is that there's a man there that's got a rifle, and at his feet there's someone that's been wrapped up in a canvas sack, squirming on the ground, and the man with the rifle occasionally kicks the person on the ground to get them to quiet and to shut up. As far as you can tell, this man doesn't see you.
Okay.
Area 2-2, the huts that are over there, it's a bunch of small thatched huts. There's a lot of them that stand just in the clearing of the jungle. They look empty and abandoned. They look like they've not been in great repair. The thatch is all, corroded over, big holes in it. You don't see any movement in there. The area that says 2-3 is interesting. It's a stone platform that has like a sacrificial stone on it, and there is currently someone tied down on the stone. You believe it's a woman. It's hard to see through the binoculars because you just see this massive person's back, so like almost covering the person, but you can kind of hear her crying out and sobbing just a little bit. He's got this wickedly curved black stone knife, and he seems to be taunting her with it, but it looks like he's in the process of perhaps sacrificing her. And then 2-4 is the temple that was unearthed. You can see where they've been working for a long time to get all the jungle cleared away from it. There's some platforms that are around it that they use to get up higher and to clean it all off. It's all exposed right now. You can see the stairs going up to the top. You don't see anyone around it, but there are a lot of dark shadows that some people could be hiding in. And then finally, the huts over there where it says 2-2 in the bottom corner just mirror the ones that you saw up to the top. So the ones that are north and south, they just look like abandoned huts on stilts. So Ernie, you've taken lag. You're taking the back trail. The two professors are in the middle, and Valentine is up front, scouting.
Would you put me about right here?
You want to try and get that close? I'm asking you if that's where as close as you want to get.
Okay. No. Well, I was asking you, is that as close? Am I farther than that?
I would assume that you would have seen this from further back, but you can try and get closer if you want. That's what you made the roll for. So if you want to do that, you can.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get about right there.
Okay.
Still within the tree line.
Okay. So you see these things. You see a woman that looks like she's about to be sacrificed, or potentially a woman. And then over here at 2-3 and under 2-1, there's a guard with somebody, you're sure, covered in sackcloth, probably bound at his feet.
Okay. And the guy at 2-1, his back is to me?
No, the at 2-1, he's actually facing forward, so towards you. The one that's got his back to you is at 2-3. The one who's about to sacrifice the woman has his back to you.
Okay. All right.
So you had said you were within earshot, but not sight of the party behind you. So what do you want to do, Valentine? We'll start with that.
I got to go back to the party.
Okay. You slowly
Yep.
back up, and it doesn't look like you drew anyone's attention. You're able to make it back to the party.
And I give them a full report of what we've got.
Sacrifice. That sounds nefarious. We should do something.
Yeah, I'm mostly reporting to Ernie.
Peabody's the villain from the start.
Yeah, I don't think we should take this gringo with us. He giggles too much.
Oh, I can be quiet. See? Zip.
But The rest of you wait here. If you hear gunfire or any kind of scream, then you have to make that choice to come join the fight or get out of here. We think we should save that woman.
Good idea. It'd be terrible if something gained more power.
And whoever's in the bag. Was there a woman in the expedition?
Yes.
There was. Okay. Do we know who the woman was?
Yes. Viola. Viola Daniels.
Okay. What was her role? Do we know? Was she a secretary or?
Nope.
just
She was an archaeologist.
She was an archaeologist. Okay.
Yep. Not a student either. She was basically the protege to Professor Edwards.
Okay. Did I recognize it as her in the?
You didn't get a look at her. You're only assuming it's a woman because of like the sounds you were hearing. The man's back was kind of blocking your view.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's a woman. But I can go just using the map here.
Mhm.
I can continue to skirt the woods, and
I've got stealth
behind
also, so I can sneak up with you.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
sneaky, sorry.
Mhm.
And then we'll keep about 10, 20 feet apart, just so we're not in a clump.
Okay. So let's have you guys both do another stealth sneaky roll here.
How much does sneaky add to the roll or anything?
I think that
bonus die.
a bonus die. So you'll be rolling the green die.
And
Green
agility.
die, and then adding your agility and any kind of hunter, soldier kind of thing.
Yeah. Agility or strength would be fine. Agility is like how to not, step around things,
Right.
contort yourself. Strength is like not where not to step. And excuse me,
Would
I'm doing that
smuggler
wrong.
help?
Mind or agility is what I'm trying to say, not strength. Mind or agility.
Would smuggler help for adding a die?
No, not really. What else do you have other than smuggler?
Mechanic, pilot, prospector, smuggler. That's all.
Yeah.
I got a success.
Yeah. Okay, so 12 and 15. Valentine, wow. Is that double sixes? No, close.
Yeah.
Close, both of you. Okay, well, you always believe that you're being quiet, so you stealth over, and you get a better look now. You're both able to get a better view on the area, and the one man that was taunting the woman when you last came through here has been joined with a few others. There are now 4 men. They're all dressed up in rags and tattered robes. The one that's still there holding that stone knife in his hands. The others have removed her bonds and are holding her feet and holding her hands. You can see now that they've gotten like an ochre kind of vegetable paint, and it's basically an X right above her heart.
Oh, okay. So,
so I think at this point, I'm going to give you guys, before we go into our priority order, I'm just going to give you a round to do something because you made your stealth. They are not aware of what's going on. And on this map here, Ernie, just so that you know what's going on, there is another man over here with a hostage that's bound as well, and also armed with a rifle. And then over here is the sacrificial altar with the 4 people.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Can I retro one thing I want to do?
What's that?
Give Ernie a grenade.
You don't have to retro that. You can just hand him the grenade while you're standing there thinking what you want to do.
All right. No, let's do that. I don't know if you know how to use this, but pull the pin, throw.
I just nod.
Up to 3. Okay. And I point me and blast radius. I point at the guy, saying that with my shotgun, because if he's got a guy on the ground all tussled up, I can do a high shot with the shotgun and avoid. I can't use
that guy's on the opposite side of the compound, though, isn't he?
Yeah. The one
I'm gonna have to run part of the way.
Yeah.
And
that's a fairly long distance. These are 10-foot squares, Jeff.
Yeah.
Yep. Just so you know, that's a fair amount of distance.
I want to make I'm going to pick up a decent sized rock and show Valentine point, and then act like I'm throwing it off, like to the west. If this map is where
Yeah.
we're at is north, like maybe a distraction. Maybe a couple of those will peel off.
Yep. So it's 120 feet right from where you are, Jeff, to where the man with the rifle is under 2-1.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'll stay behind the huts, go out from the edge of the huts, and then do the distraction thing with
Okay. So Ernie, that's just so I get this straight. You want to throw a rock in the opposite direction to kind of draw attention there to the west. Oh, that way to
like
the
somewhere
east.
back that way.
Yeah.
So maybe these guys, or maybe out here a little bit. So that
Sure.
way they'll stop what they're doing just to check it out, to give us a moment to try to rescue her.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Well, like I said, I'm going to give you guys basically a free outside of initiative thing. So, Valentino, without running, you move 25 plus your strength. Is it strength or agility? I forget.
I believe it's strength. Pulling, bending, breaking. Yeah, it's agility.
Yep. So yeah, 25.
Dexterity, coordination.
Yep. So it's 25 plus your whatever ranks you have in agility. That's how many feet you can move, unless you're running.
I've got 2. Agility of 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I'm not sure how that does for your range on your shotgun.
No,
You've got scatter shot, or do you got a slug?
I got scatter shot.
Okay.
Yeah, I was expecting jungle fighting, but yeah, there's clearing and stuff. But in any event, I'm not going to draw this shotgun. I'm going to keep it behind me, on my pack here,
Yep.
and kind of the way I figured it to be rigged was kind of like Romancing the Stone kind of guy, Michael Douglas, like that. I don't know if
That was
you
a great
remember
movie.
that.
Yeah, it's 25 feet plus 5 feet for each point of agility. So you had an agility of what?
2.
So you move at 35. You can double that for running and quadruple it if you're full out sprinting. So I'm going to say running. You can still fire your gun with movement. I'm just going to say that I'm going to give you a penalty if you're running or all out sprinting.
Yeah, I'm going to run.
Okay.
I'll take the penalty.
Okay. So what do we say that you move 35? So 30, you can move 70, and that puts you 80, 90, 100. That puts you at 50. Shotgun has range increments of 20.
Yeah. Let's see here. Modifier.
Just for your range increments. So you're 50 away, and your range increments are 20. So that's 2 increments.
Yeah. And DC.
Defense. You're taking him unaware, so I'm going to say 0. No defense.
Cool.
And if you're aiming high, your scatter won't hit the person that's laying flat on the ground.
Well, that's my agility, damn it. I should have done ranged. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. Redo it.
Okay, so.
Nice roll, though.
Nice roll. Okay.
Now you're going to get snake eyes.
When I finish it out of my clothes, what did you say, 2? 1.
You're going to be 50 feet away. So it's minus your 2 range increments. So it's going to be a -2 to the shot.
Okay, and that was medium?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it's got point blank, then close.
Well, so we're going by the range increments of the gun. We're not actually doing squares. So his gun is every 20 is a range increment away for him.
I didn't know if that was like, but point blank starts the range. I didn't know if that 1 to 20 was point blank, and then close.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the 0 to 20 is the range increment is 0, and then the next increment up is -1, and then so -2 because that's 40, and you need a little bit more to get to 50. So it's going to be a -2. So the first increment is 0. Next one's a -1. Next one's a -2.
Yeah. Right. So medium.
Yep.
Yeah. And submit that. And target defense was 0.
Yeah. No defense on this.
There we go.
And actually, medium is -2, or excuse me, long is -2, medium is -1, but it doesn't matter for this. So that's still a success. Not a particular. Do you want to make this a mighty success by spending a hero point, or do you want to just go with a regular? Oh no, wait, you failed. I was looking at the other one.
Yeah, I failed. I'm gonna burn a hero point and roll it again.
All right. Yes, let's do that.
Okay, so we're doing ranged, and we're doing medium.
Now, is this happening before we threw the rock to try to draw people off, or
no? I'm assuming. No, so I assume you threw the rock first before he ran.
Okay, I just didn't hear if I missed it that if it worked or if anything happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then modifiers. No modifiers on that. Oh yes, I get a modifier. Let's see. Nope.
Two failures. You got to take the second one. So
damn. Okay.
You run out, and so like you're right in the open. You fire, and maybe it was your fast movement, and this guy just kind of sees you out of the corner of his eyes, but twists so that your buckshot goes wild. The people that were over here that are doing the sacrifice, you threw the stone, so everyone's looking in that direction. What do you want to do, Oak? So they're looking away from you, and so I'm going to assume that you're taking your action right as Valentine is going out.
That's what we're going to do. I was hoping that some of them would like hear it and then move off into the woods to look first. But if they're just turning and looking, then I'm just going to, while they're distracted, I'm rushing forward with the carbine ready.
20, 40, 50. So they're about 50 feet from you. Do you want to run forward first? So you can run 25. What's your agility?
1.
So you can go 35 feet and then shoot if you want. Or you can just shoot from where you are.
Am I going to have a clear shot with the woman there?
She's lower than they are. So if you're aiming high, you're fine.
Oh, yeah.
But that's what the double ones are for.
Okay. Yeah. So I will do that movement and try to take a shot.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the range on that?
So do you move first or do you not move first?
I'm going to move first.
You're going to move first, so 25. So it's going to be within 20 feet. So what's your gun's range increments?
What
is the gun?
It's a carbine.
It's a carbine. I think you're fine. I think a carbine's 20 or more. High power police scan carbine. Wow, it's 100-foot range increments on a carbine.
So I didn't even need to move.
You didn't need to move. So if you didn't want to move,
I'll stay in the.
Stay in the brush.
Yeah. Yep.
And so that would still be a point blank shot, or?
Yep, it would be close, which is no modifier. Like it doesn't.
Close.
Yeah.
What's point blank? Does that give a bonus?
+1.
Okay. So close and defense is what?
No, you're taking them unaware this round, so I'm going to say 0.
Okay. And no mods, correct?
Correct. Oh, failure.
I'm going to spend a point.
Going to spin that up. And who are you aiming for? The man with the knife or the three
guy
holding
with the knife?
Okay.
Well, he looks like the leader, so take him out. Okay, let me redo this. Close. 0. There we go.
Success. All right. You want to turn that into a mighty success, or do you want to leave it at just a regular success?
And what's that? A hero point to do it?
Hero point to do it, and then you can pick from the menu of combat choices, which includes things like doing more damage or rabble slayer, which I'll tell you the 3 holding her legs down are rabble. This guy with the knife is a tough.
Yeah, probably what the 6 extra damage would take care of him.
Okay, so you want to hero point that up?
Yeah, I got that.
Okay.
So I'm down to 3.
So roll your damage, add 6 to it.
Let's see if this works right now. It has on the character sheet. It has a drop down with strength, half strength, and 0 for the type.
Right. So this is a gun. You get 0 on this.
Okay, so 0.
But it should be for the damage. A carbine should be D6H plus
D6H.
1.
Yep.
It should be a
D6H.
D6H plus 1 for a
Is
carbine.
that the D6H bonus die?
No, it just
'Cause
D6H.
it only has an option of D6H.
That's fine. D6H on the modifier add a +7. So the 6 for the mighty success and the 1 for the gun having a +1.
Okay, so 7 there for modifier. Ooh,
9 points of damage. Yeah, that's enough. Yeah, that's enough. So you blew a hole through the man with the stone knife. Yeah, he drops. The other 3, they were distracted by the stone, but now they turn to see you, and then the shotgun goes off at almost the same time. So back in the woods, our professors, you hear a boom of shotgun blast followed like almost instantly with the sound of a single shot going off. What do you guys do?
I kind of sit there and I go, the shotgun goes off and I go, oh, that was Valentino. And I hear the single shot. And I go, that one was Ernie. Let's wait for a third before we go in.
I'll say this may be it. Nice way to go out, and then I'll start hobbling towards.
Nice. Okay, so that was a surprise round. So let's go ahead and do the initiative round. I think we got enough time to get 1 round in, and that may be all that's required. So everybody go ahead and do me your priority rolls. It's the initiative button on the character sheet there.
Is that the black die priority? Yeah.
Yeah, unless, well, in this case, Danger Sense Ernie helps you. So you get the green die for you.
Do I add
Yeah,
agility to
reroll.
this, or
It'll do everything. If you just push that button for initiative, it'll do everything.
okay?
I don't know if it matters. I got an 11 the first time.
You're good. You're succeeded.
Yeah, you just need to succeed.
It's not degrees. It's just a success, unless it's a
It's
critical.
success, failure, mighty success, or the double 1 failure. So Bill succeeds, Ernie succeeds, Dion succeeds, and how about you, Jeff?
I did. I succeeded.
Okay, so
I'm up there.
all of you go before they do. So let's do the 2 that's most pressing and most close right now. So Valentino, you're standing out in the middle of the open. You've got no easy place to dive for cover. You've just shot your shotgun. The guy turns around, sees you, and he's bringing his rifle to bear on you. What do you want to do?
Shoot again.
Go ahead.
All right. So,
You want to take those steps forward to drop the range increments again, or?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
So it'll make it a -1 instead of a -2.
All right. So now we're at, let's see, I'm at point blank now, huh?
No.
Or
Again. So like I said, you did it wrong the last time. A -2 is long range. -1 is medium range. So right now you're close if you took the movement in. So no negative now.
Okay.
But no bonus yet.
And then he's at a 0.
And he does have a defensive 1. Sorry, because he's not surprised.
Will
this
do.
point.
Got a defensive 1.
Yeah, this guy's a tough.
All right.
Success.
Got him.
All right, you gonna do that as a regular, or do you want to move that up as to a mighty success?
I will do it as a regular.
Okay, roll your damage.
Okay, so the Remington shotgun, I've got 3d6 H. Okay. So 3d6H is 66. So 5 and 4 is 9, 13.
13. That more than is enough to just disintegrate his upper body, since you're trying to aim high so you don't hit the person below.
Yep.
So he's taken care of. Ernie, You're the next most. The three that were holding her legs, so they are going to rush towards you. You can, like they kind of let her go, and she's got enough. She has enough instinct left that as soon as they let her go, she rolls over. You see her grab that stone knife as she rolls over the edge and drops behind the altar so that she's got some cover. And they're going to run at you. What do you want to do, Ernie?
Okay, now do they have good sight on me since I was still in the bush?
Absolutely. Yeah, they're not even trying to take cover. They've come up right and they're
I'm
running at
seeing
you.
me because I was in cover in the bush. And if they saw exactly where I
Yeah,
was.
because they heard your shot, so they kind of know in what direction it came from.
Is there anything for like rule for multi-shot, like to take with penalties to take pot shots at?
It's called Rabble Killer. Yeah, you need to get up to what is it called again? A mighty success, so that you can take Rabble Killer and kill a number of people.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna take a pot shot.
Yep.
The whoever's in the lead. Okay.
The only way to kill multiple people with a gun is to use a gun that's got burst fire or auto fire where you can walk it.
Any defense?
Yes, they have it. No, actually, they don't. 0.
Okay. And boo.
You gonna take the failure
Yeah,
or reroll?
I'm gonna take that.
Okay. They won't get to you this round anyway. They'll just be running towards you. More shots have been fired out, guys. 2 more shots that you hear out in the woods. Bill, you started running first, so you can break into the clearing. You can kind of see what's. Let's say that you're back here because you're slow.
Right.
And so you see Ernie still in the wood lines taking a shot. You see 3 people running at him. They pulled out stone knives and they're running towards him. Over here, you are seeing Valentine. He's standing out, and you see him just recoiling on his rifle, and he's walking toward this area here, and that's all you see.
Probably too far for a handgun.
Well, not necessarily. It's a range increment thing, so it's not impossible. So let's say 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 100, 10, 20, 20. It's like 120, and you've got like just a regular handgun.
Yeah.
Ooh, range increments are 10, so yeah, that is out.
This is a 1911, so wouldn't this be considered like a
military
handgun?
Yeah, I'll give you a military handgun. So that's 2 range increments. So it would be a -1 to the shot, but you could.
Okay, I'm gonna, hey, you there, stop that, and then I'll fire off a shot.
Yep.
So I'm doing what?
They don't have a defense, so no defense, 0 defense, but it's a -1 modifier for range.
Okay, so range is medium.
-1 is medium, yes. Oh, you're gonna take the failure, or do you want to hero point that?
I'll use the hero point. Why not?
Okay.
All right.
It's all the same things on the roll, so it's still a failure. You have to take the second one, so that's a failure. So you just shoot, and it goes wide. In which Peabody, you stumble upon the field.
Mm-hmm.
So you have line of sight to the 3, even though it's a far range. It's still line of sight if you want to use your evil eye.
I don't want to waste it on them. They're just dudes with knives. It looks like. If the main
and you definitely don't have range. If you have a Derringer, it's got a 6-foot range increment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep an eye out to see if anyone else runs out from the huts or anything as I keep getting closer.
Make me a mind check, and if you've got a boon or anything that makes you particularly observant.
No, unless not really. No.
Okay. Yeah, make me a mind check.
Bop. Boopity bop, bam.
Okay. Yeah, you're keeping an eye out, ready to yell if anything is going on. And I think that is everybody that passed. So the next the only ones up are the mooks, and so they are running towards Ernie. Ernie, the only thing they can do is get to you. So they've got to run to get to you. So they burst into the tree line. They got their knives drawn. And they're running at you. You also see that their skin has that mottled kind of snake scale, but it's not. It's just bits. It's almost like they've got a skin condition that's not complete, and they don't have the yellow eyes. You guys want to do one more round? It's probably going to be over in a round. You want to do a round?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Sure, let's do it.
Okay, so we're starting this round with the 3 villagers right on you, Ernie. So they're right in melee with you. You guys have priority. So let's start with Ernie since you are the one right there.
Okay, I'm gonna look to test my luck. Is there like a good size like boulder or something I could jump over? And
I'm
like
sorry,
get
good.
behind?
Oh, you want to try and find something for cover?
Well, here's what I want to do. If there's something I can get behind to protect myself, I'm gonna drop the grenade at my feet, then jump over.
I tell you what. No, here's what we're gonna do. Oh, absolutely. Here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna drop that grenade, and then we'll see if the grenade lands where you want it to. Okay. If it does, you find shelter. Perfect, no problem, because you got it to land exactly where you wanted it to. If you fail, we'll see what happens.
Okay. I just figure it's like they're right there on me. It's like drop
Yeah.
and jump.
No, that's awesome. You pull
That
the
seems
pin
kinda
and you
pulpy
drop
to
it.
me. And what do you want me rolling on that?
So I think a grenade still falls under ranged, right, Jeff? Because you have to throw it.
Yeah.
Or in this case, roll it. Yeah, so
Drop it.
do it as ranged. Yeah, do it as ranged.
I'm assuming that's point blank.
Yes.
Yeah, it affects a 10-foot radius.
Yep.
Range increments is 10 when thrown.
Oh wait, it says success, but it's red.
Yeah,
It's a
a
success. No, you're
rolled a
fine.
1.
You rolled a 1, but it is a success. So you basically pull the pen and you remember from your training 3 seconds. So you drop the pen and you backpedal and you throw yourself backwards to get out of the range as it goes off. Go ahead and roll me damage.
What's the damage on that? I don't have it on my character sheet.
Do you have it written down there?
3d6h times 2. Oh no, 3d6h. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and it just affects everyone in a 10-foot radius.
Yeah. So 6d6.
Yep. And then take the 3 highest.
Why does this not have an option in here for 66? It's got D3, D6L, D6, D6H,
Yeah.
D6H bonus.
Just go ahead because it's
6-8.
Barbarians of Lemuria doesn't get up that high in damage.
Oh, okay. So
No
how many
grenades
dice?
over there.
66, and you're going to keep the 3 highest. So you can just do a slash roll 66 greater than. Well, no, not greater than. Just do 66. Just do the easy one.
So 14.
14. Yeah, that's chunky salsa for sure on these 3 rabble. Now, at the end of the night, here's what we're gonna do though. So yeah, they don't know what a grenade is. You drop it at their feet, and they stand there looking at it as you backpedal quickly and throw yourself backwards to get behind some low bit of rubble as it goes off. There's chunks of flesh flying everywhere. And what you didn't see, Peabody, earlier, is something really large moves from behind the pyramid. Let me describe this thing to you. Give me a second.
It's got
I'm
tentacle
scared.
face. We know.
Yeah, you hear something very loud and vicious rumbling somewhere behind the pyramid, and then suddenly a terrifying beast lumbers out from behind the pyramid. It's gigantic. Its head actually is just below the peak of that pyramid. It resembles a sort of prehistoric lizard with really long arms and claws as it bellows from the noise that was created, and it kind of heads out into the middle of the clearing there. So let's have everybody make a mind check here.
Oh shit.
Do I need to make one since I'm ducking covered?
Well, you'll need to make it when you see it, so you might as well make it now.
Okay. Like, I'm just gonna run away now.
Is it just a solid mind, or can I add?
Just straight
call.
mind. Yeah,
Okay.
just straight mind.
Ooh, nice.
Nope.
So when that comes up, you failed. Now you can't hero point it. You can still re-roll it. That's up to you.
No, I'm gonna take the failure.
You gonna take it? All right. So we have one failure. We have another failure with Valentine. Are you going to take the failure, or do you want to hero point that?
I got a hero point it.
All right.
Okay, so let's see. Let's try one more time, please.
Success. You're fine. So in Ernesto, when you see it, problems will happen. Ichabod, Peabody, you are perfectly fine.
Mhm.
That's normal. Sure it is. Same thing with James Nutterly. Maybe you guys are just fascinated by it instead of frightened by it.
Mm.
And that's what's going on. So we'll end it there for tonight.
All right. I like it.
We'll pick it up next week, as I'm still not going to be done with the D&D stuff anyway. So, Dion, what do you got going on?
Well, when I'm not playing TTRPGs with all my super cool awesome friends like you guys, you can find me on my channel at Substances Used, where I play retro JRPG games and do a lot of GTA 5 roleplay. We're still playing through FIDA. We're a little more than halfway through, so that's been fun. Come check that out on the weekends, and I've been doing a lot more Adonia stuff. So, yeah.
And he only breaks up when he's on my streams. I think it's personal.
It is.
Oak, what do you got going on?
Sorry. Yeah, tonight you got a 5e homebrew in about 30, 45 minutes. And then Friday night's midnight and Saturday night's midnight central, I'll run a Grimdark homebrew.
Cool stuff. Bill, you got anything going on with the frogs?
Yeah, still doing Lost City Baracus. Run that every other Wednesdays, and on alternate Wednesdays, I run a Dwarodic campaign, both using Swords and Wizardry. I might add, Swords and Wizardry just started off a Kickstarter for a revised edition.
A non-OGL edition, if I understand it right.
That's what we're being told. So, if you want to get in either game, hit me up. I'll get you in.
Sounds good. Jeff, anything you want to announce or talk about? I think we've got... Go ahead.
Well, we're doing playtesting. I'm doing playtesting on Saturday mornings, but my playtesting isn't being broadcast just because I don't know how to do that. But anyway, I'm doing a Prisoner of Zenda type. It's kind of like Ruse, kind of Prisoner of Zenda, Ruritanian adventure. And that's on Saturday mornings with my playtest group. And then on Sunday nights, I sit in with Bert and his gang of guys as they do a playtest for Dicey Tales as well on Sunday nights, and that's a great one. So if any of you guys can come to that, it's a fun one. They're right in the 1930s in the South Pacific and doing crazy stuff.
Good stuff. And I think on the Kickstarter front, the test prints of the physical books are already been ordered. I don't think you've gotten them yet, Jeff. Yep.
I haven't received them yet, but
it should not be much longer before folks will be able to order their physical copies of Dicey Tales through DriveThruRPG. So for my stuff, check out Blue Magic, BLUMAGIK.com. Now, all of our social media links are on there to YouTube, our Discord channel, all that fun stuff, as well as 14 years worth of podcasting fun. So check us out there. Our next game will be this Friday, some BX Dungeons and Dragons. So hopefully we'll see some of you folks there. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.